My name is Vicky, and she, her, and I am a high school teacher in Southern California. I teach in Cerritos, and I'm an art teacher, a ceramics teacher specifically. But since all of our teaching went virtual this year, I was unable to execute the normal curriculum that I have for the last 20 something years, which initially was terrifying, but it ended up opening up some opportunities that were really exciting and that um, piggybacking on all of the interest and fear of what was going on in our society, having seen all of the protests, having participated in the protests, knowing some of my students participated in there, I infused my curriculum this year with a heavy dose of social justice flavors, inclusion, equity, and what it did is it started to open up my students to give them permission to talk about their identity and race and things like using they're using pronouns, which they had not done before, but it's become kind of just a norm. And one of the really exciting opportunities that came my way was that there is an organization here in Long Beach called CCEJ, California Conference for Equity and Justice, CCEJ, and they bring programs to schools. They also take kids up to the mountains and have weekend retreats, and their whole focus is to help youth, like 13 to 18, start to acknowledge their identity, learn how to talk about things that they don't get to talk about in regular classrooms. And I was the beneficiary of having all of my students go through 5 1-hour courses, really more like experiences that were led by youth facilitators. And they started very kind of easy by just talking about identity. And they know that, like, little by little, if they start to make students comfortable about identifying who they are and acknowledging that other people have identity points, that starts to open students up to talking about other issues. And I will tell you, it was moving, how some students started to open up and share things and feel trust amongst their classmates. And when I asked them for testimonials afterwards, just reviews, how did you feel about this experience? They were saying things like, we never get to talk about these things at school. I felt seen. I was really touching to see a number of boys talking about how I got to talk about my emotions and it felt safe. Those kinds of things don't happen that often. And it was a very powerful experience. And currently I'm on an equity task force committee. I'll volunteer with a bunch of like-minded teachers, and we are going to be going to the school board and asking them to financially support this program so that it wasn't just a anomalous one and done. And we only hit about 8% of the student population. We are going to be asking for something that is ongoing so that every student will get this opportunity, because it lays down a nice groundwork. Do you cure racism in 5 sessions? No, you don't. But what you do is you start to acknowledge that a person's identity has value, and then they start seeing value in other people. And there's it's to reduce the opportunities for those otherisms and other, to creep in and really start to ruin things. So yeah, I'm very excited about where our district is going. I hope they continue to put their money where their mouth is, because they have declared that my district is anti-racist and they want to move forward with it. And what we're going to see in the next several years is, hopefully the carrying out of that promise.